All right,
Okay.
so we're live. This is AJ with We Talk Back podcast.
And this is Tambam, and we have the Puerto Rican princess on
Hey,
today. Yes, ma'am. But after watching season 2, episode 1, we need to start calling you the Puerto Rican queen, baby.
I still be the princess.
Okay.
or the Puerto Rican pimp. I don't know which one.
No, I'm not a pimp. I'm not a pimp. I'm just, I just felt like it was just super dope to be able to put cameras around me filming the actual cabaret. And it was, I mean, the ladies wanted to dance in the cabaret with me. They wanted to join the cabaret. And, it was a competition.
Right.
So exactly, what's the premise of the whole show? Because we understand. So, are you planning to take this on tour? The show?
So we had a performance, and we had the first ever performance in Atlanta, and it was crazy. Everybody came out to see us. It was a line around the corner. The performance went great. But outside of all the nonsense that went behind, behind closed doors with the ladies, the performance went great. So yeah, my whole thing was to always take Joseline's Cabaret to Vegas, like a showgirl show. That was being my whole thing since I came out with the idea of doing Joseline's Cabaret.
Mm-hmm.
So what better to do putting the show together and the performance together than have cameras there? It's going to go mayhem, especially when the ladies are actually trying to compete to be on the show. Because a lot of the ladies really understood what I was doing with the cabaret, as far as like going to Vegas and having the show and, making it huge and bigger than life. So a lot of the ladies from Atlanta, they understood that. So it went great.
So there's one winner. So basically, there's one winner from each
It's
episode,
one.
from each
It's a group,
season.
right?
It was okay. So 4 ladies joined me to dance, to perform at the end of the cabaret, and one of the ladies, she won the grand prize, and she also performed on the cabaret.
Okay.
So it was $10,000. The lady that won, she won $10,000. She also got to perform, and the performance was great. I was shocked that they actually did that good, and the people enjoyed it and clapped, standing ovation. I was like, okay, shit, this is what's up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was shocked, but then again, I wasn't, because they actually rehearsed every night, every single day. They rehearsed at the house, and they did great. They did great. And a lot of these ladies, they got their own issues and their own problems, so they put everything aside and they did what they had to do.
They do.
Right.
So
my two favorite. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Tam.
Go ahead. I was just gonna ask. You got a music career. You got a poppin' ass TV show. You're a wife and a mother. How do you juggle all of that successfully? Like, how are you doing this?
I'm not married yet, because I was gonna get married, but the COVID kind of got in the way. But I'm still engaged.
Okay.
And being a mother and working and doing everything at one time, it gets really hard.
Right.
But it's all about having a schedule and a calendar, and kind of like, it's like you got to make the world go around. Like, everybody wake up every morning, and we all hustling and working and running here and running there. I think I do it pretty well, because I have, I might be late a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I might be late a couple of minutes. But and then Bonnie's 4. She just turned 4, so it's a little bit easier to take her to school. She's been going to the same school for a while. So it's a little bit easier to take her to school. Go to the studio, record or film something. I just go do it and come back on. Do it and come back on. Do it and come back on.
Right.
So I kind of work it out like that.
Question. All right. So, all right. I'm sorry, AJ, but I got one more question. I was watching season 1, and I know your fiance said he want to get married in outer space. Do you feel like that's like him buying time, or he really want to have a celestial wedding? Like,
he's serious. He would love to go get married up there.
Wow.
How about you?
Serious. Me, I mean, I would probably I don't know if I would want to go to. It would be cool, but then a lot of people won't be able to come and join the wedding and see the wedding. So I don't know if I would just want to go get married up there just because he wants to. But I think it's a cool thing to do, and it's doable.
Right.
Because you can go to space now.
Exactly. Elon Musk doing it. If he can do it, we can do it.
You can go to space now, so like you can do it, but no, I don't think he's buying time. He's a sweet guy. And why wouldn't you want to marry me like yesterday?
Right. Why wouldn't? Listen,
Period.
so I know
Right?
you guys made it through the pandemic. So we watched you on Marriage Boot Camp. Do you think that, and I guess that was recorded 2019 and aired 2020, I would assume?
Yeah.
So do you think that, the therapy you guys received in Marriage Boot Camp attributed to your relationship success now? Like to make it through the quarantine together and still, planning a wedding and still wanting to be together. Because a lot of people are getting divorced and breaking up during quarantine, child. You get to really know who you with.
Well, we definitely learned each other during quarantine. But I guess we also grew. And because I think like, waking up with a person every day and seeing the same face every day or dealing with the same things every day, kind of like, it's like, really? But I embraced it. And I think us embracing each other, I think that, and I learned some things from the boot camp too, from Dr. Ish and the judge. And yeah, I've learned a lot. And it was a great experience for me and for him. So I actually think I learned a lot from the boot camp. That was a good question. I had to think about it, but I actually learned a lot. Yeah. And I think it helped us stay together. But I think like people that want to stay together during quarantine or not, I think they should want to stay together. And, I think, my fiance, we do a lot of talking and a lot of planning. I think when you talk a lot and plan a lot, you're always going to get you where you want to be.
Expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations, right?
Yeah. Especially if you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. So I recognize a change in you as a woman. I don't know if anybody else does, but I can see like a change in Joseline. I kind of, I could tell that your man is not somebody you could just play with.
No.
And our podcast is exactly. So, our podcast is We Talk Back, and I know you are the type of woman that talks back. So, but I also saw you submit a little bit on Marriage Boot Camp. Was that hard? Did it come natural when you trust the man that you're with?
Yeah, I definitely trust realistic. And no, I mean, sometimes you got to give in. You got to like let the man be a man, and then you have to be a lady. Mm-hmm. And then you got to know where to do things at, and when to do things. So definitely in a relationship, it's a give and a take. So you have to like, if sometimes your man is upset and he's just like, let it go, you just got to let it go. And sometimes when you don't feel like you should let it go, you shouldn't let it go. So it's all about the feeling on how you feel at that moment to deal with your man or your relationship, to submit or to talk back or whatever the case may be. I think it's just like how you feel at that moment, because I'm not going to be quiet every single time.
Right.
Men love women who shut the fuck up.
Right.
I mean, I think so. I think they do. But I think they love more than ones that talk.
Yes, they want boundaries. Men want boundaries just like children.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I think like really the ladies that get the most love is the ones that, they don't really care. They got their own stuff going. They're not thinking about no man. And they're like, listen, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
And you'll get to see him on this episode. You'll get to see him in every episode on Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta. He was there the whole time. He helped me through everything. He made the music for the cabaret. And he was staying in the house with us. He helped us out a lot. So you'll get to see a lot more of Ballistic and, of his personality.
I got a question about that. So on the episode 1 of season 2, you said, don't be trying to come in the house and suck my nigga dick. You said that right off the gate. How did you feel comfortable having your man in the house with so many women who have a profession where they are seducing men? Like,
because I trust him. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't thinking about them. I was, it's about him. Like, do you trust him? I'm not saying I don't trust the ladies, but I don't know the ladies like that, but I know him. And I didn't think he would do anything to hurt me, especially when it comes down to me doing, for him, like, he's a beautiful man. He's had many beautiful women. He's not like a thirsty man that would just do that, So I think that if somebody would have tried to suck his dick, it would have been like, babe, yo, come get her. You know what I mean? I would definitely feel like he would have called me and he would have let me know what was happening. He wasn't just going to get lettuce.
Right.
I don't think.
Right. Okay. All right.
So
So
my two
question.
favorite
You
girls.
had like a falling
Oh,
out with
okay.
Daisy and Chastity in season 1. And y'all seemed like y'all was pretty cool at one point. And then y'all made up in the season finale. Y'all squash y'all beef. Will we see them in season 2 at all? Or are they completely out of the picture? Like, are y'all cool now or nah?
Actually, they not in season 2. The only person that's on season 2 from season 1 is two ladies. Is Sapphire and Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So they came back, and I mean, I haven't seen Daisy. I haven't seen none of the other ladies from season 1. I don't know what they're doing, but Lucky definitely came back, and Lucky was a big part of Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta. She really stepped her game up, and she really came to play. She really came to win. She really came to handle her business. And you'll get to see a lot of Lucky this season. She was really
she's one of my favorite.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites too. She surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Like how she came back this season, because like last season she was a little scared. It was a little different. Now she came and she put
she's
down.
A strong contender.
She's very strong. And I was like, damn, you shocked me. I didn't know you was gonna come back doing all of that, right? But I just feel like she was like, man, I'm not gonna let nobody punk me.
Right.
Right. So she's your really bottom bitch now, right?
Huh?
She bottom bitch?
Bottom bitch.
She's the cabaret captain. Let her tell it. No, but she's definitely the cabaret captain, but she is the bottom bitch. Lucky.
So what's
really
the bottom bitch term? What exactly is the bottom bitch?
The bottom bitch is really just the bitch that handles when I'm doing some other stuff and I can't handle the cabaret ladies, she gonna come through and make sure everything runs smoothly. And basically what I can handle, she can handle.
Right.
That's so the Barbie girl said she was the bottom bitch on the first episode. She decided she was the bottom bitch for you. And her and Lucky seem to have like some friction. Does that go on throughout the season?
Well, Barbie and I was really cool, and we're still cool. You know, I just seen them at the viewing of the show. Barbie is actually cool. We were really cool. We was hanging out a lot, and I put her in one of my videos, which is the soundtrack for Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta, which is Live Your Best Life. She was on the video. You know, she is on the video actually. She just felt like, I guess because I put her on the video and then we was hanging out before we started filming Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta. I think that she felt like she was gonna get like special treatments in the house.
Mm-hmm. You could tell that.
And I just feel like, you know, it was one of those things that threw her kind of off. Because she seen that I wasn't showing her any special treatments, you know? It's a competition. Right. Everybody's got to, we got to compete, right? You got to compete to be in the cabaret. So that's just what I feel. But I honestly, I love Barbie and Lucky. I fuck with Barbie. I fuck with Lucky too.
Right. I fuck with Barbie. So Barbie is like funny for me. She's super funny to me. Like just one little liner she says. It's kind of ditzy, but it's real fun. And I like Big Lex just because she's from South Carolina. We're originally from South Carolina as well. Big Flex Lex or Big Lex Flex or whatever. I like her too. And she's like a trouble starter, right? In the house. Is she that way the whole show?
I mean, I really don't feel like any of the girls were troublemakers. I just feel like just being in the house with 10 ladies was hard. And that's what made them argue or fight. I really feel like everybody was cool. I feel like everybody was nice. I feel like everybody was, you know, it was a lot of fights. Like episode 2 is like 3 fights.
How long were you guys in the house?
We stayed in the house for 15 days.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I don't really feel like nobody was a troublemaker. I just feel like everybody just had something slick to say to each other to get to the point of the performance. They was like real petty with what they were saying to each other. They were funny. You know, when you put a bunch of pussies in the house, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You put a bunch of pussies in the house, you know, half of the bitches were bleeding throughout the whole goddamn season.
Everybody, period, probably linked up.
At the same time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They clicked up so quick. So it was one of those things where, like, of course, that aroused the problems and the energy in the house to make everybody feel how they felt. But outside of that, I think everybody's fucking awesome. I thought everybody was great. I thought everybody went there for the cabaret and everybody wanted to perform in the cabaret or win the money or, you know, get something out of it. So I just felt like the ladies were great. I felt like they you know, they got on my nerve a lot. because they just, at the beginning of the first week, it was nonstop fighting. Mm-hmm. So that I had to like work through that. And then I was sleeping in the same house with them at nighttime. So it's like, you know, I had to make sure my door was locked every night.
So I have a question. All right. Watching the show, I thought it was going to be like Bad Girls Club with strippers. But I noticed that you do like a lot of mentoring of these ladies. Like you're speaking life into these women who are going through hardships. There was a young lady on season 1 that with the glasses. I can't remember what her name was. And she had lost her mother and things like that. Do you keep in contact with these ladies or like
they got my number. They be calling me, they got my number, they text me. You know, I mean, like we can link up every time. I did that with Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta too. Like one of the young ladies on the first season, she wanted to commit suicide, and I was like, hold up.
No. Right, I saw that. You're definitely a mentor for these ladies.
I'm like, nah, that's not what we're doing. I feel like a lot of the ladies that went to the cabaret, or a lot of ladies outside of the cabaret, you know, their mothers wasn't there for them. Mm-hmm. And when your mother's not there for them, teaching you and showing you the way, it's like you just don't know. You just don't get it. You know, and for me, I feel like I have to step in. I feel like I have to say, like, this is not how you should do it. You know, and you know, life is difficult. But the worst thing that you could do is kill yourself.
Right.
That's not a way to walk around or wake up every morning. Those thoughts just really got to be clear from your mind. You should want to fight every day to like live a better life.
Absolutely.
Every day you should want to wake up to be a better person of yourself. So a better person than you was last night. Mm-hmm. And I try to teach them, I try to teach them that. Not just them, I try to teach everybody that. That's just easy. Like be the best version of you.
Exactly, yeah. You got to have self-responsibility, you know?
You got to have self-responsibility.
Doesn't matter how you were raised or your life experiences, you use them to make yourself stronger. And you have to have self-responsibility and accountability.
Accountability. A lot of people don't have it. Everybody wants to blame everything on everybody, and you shouldn't blame nothing on nobody.
Especially your parents. Like your parents trying their best. Usually, your parents, you know, they try.
Or they suffering trauma of their own that they trying to survive. You know.
And you know, coming from me, like I came from the slums of Puerto Rico. It was definitely a traumatic place to come from, and so nobody has an excuse. Like, you know, if you can get past that, you can get past anything.
Absolutely.
You know, and be strong and survive out here, because it's all about surviving out here. Because we all have our own little problems in our minds.
Right. And I see that's probably why you identify so much with the underdog. Because on last season, you were, you know, with the girls who weren't as pretty or put together.
I thought they were all pretty.
I thought they were beautiful as well. But to Daisy and Chastity, they weren't as put together, or the light-skinned bitches in Miami, and you celebrated them more, I felt like. Is that why? Because of your upbringing and what you remember as growing up in the slums of Puerto Rico?
You know, for me, outside of that, I just like a person. I like ladies that ain't that. I don't like fake people, and I don't like bitches that be trying too hard. Mm-hmm. Like you don't got to do all. See, when you do things, and they're sincere, I'ma support you. But when you do things and you're not sincere, you're like a fake bitch, and you're just doing it just because you think you can.
Putting on a show.
Huh?
Putting on a show.
Yeah, like when you do too much and it's not really sincere, it's like I'm not gonna really feel you. I'm not gonna feel you. I'm not gonna support you. I'm not gonna feel you because if you coming across as thirsty or just doing too much, it's like I'm gonna always support the ladies that, because I know where I come from. Mm-hmm. And I know how it's supposed to go. Right. You know, and so I'm gonna always support the ladies that need my support. If you think you got it and you don't need my support, I'm gonna let you do you. Go ahead. Right. go right on ahead. You know, and I'm gonna be there to support the ladies that want the support, that you could tell that are organic and nice and sweet. I like sweet ladies. If you're not sweet, I ain't fucking with you. I'm gonna let you go out there and do your own thing. You got it.
Right. So what was the selection process this go around? You know, was there any differences in how you selected the women to come on the show in comparison to last season?
It was definitely because I did auditions for Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We did some auditions, and so they basically just sent me their videos, and I picked them. It was like 2,000 videos, and I picked 10 ladies out of the 2,000 ladies. I picked 10 ladies, and I just felt like those were going to be the best ladies that could go in the house together with the personality and the way they look, and height and looks. Everybody looked different, but I just felt like everybody together, they looked good together. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they auditioned, and it was easy for me to pick them. I mean, I literally probably took a couple of months for me to decide who I wanted to come in, but I think that was easy.
Everybody was beautiful. You didn't pick no.
I thought everybody was beautiful. I see the beauty in everybody. I think everybody's beautiful, even the people that other people might think they're not as beautiful. I think that they are. It's always something, because beauty is not really like one thing. Beauty could be a lot of things.
It's subjective.
For men, it's one thing.
Yeah. For a man, yeah. For a man, you don't got to be beautiful. You could just be a walking dog without no furs, and you got a hole. There we go. Man doesn't count in the beauty conversation.
Right. They definitely see things we don't see. Like a girl could be having the most chewed up shoes and the fat ass, and they just think is a goddess. But we see all type of things wrong with them. So what do you think about the double homicide comment? I know that's
that's where I was about to go next.
Trending on social media right now. I mean, I don't want to get in depth because we're all grown women. We've all been through things, and it's a woman's choice at the end of the day. Me personally, I don't believe in struggling. If that's a hard, tough decision you needed to make at that time and that was best for you, I don't think women should not have that the right to take care of it in a safe way.
I mean, I didn't really pay too much attention to the double homicide. I didn't understand why people thought it was so funny.
Right.
But then again, you can't people can laugh at whatever they want to laugh at. So you can't be like, okay. But I feel like everybody has a right to do what they want with their bodies. And I also feel like everybody has a right to say what they want out their mouth. And I just feel like it was a cool conversation to open up and talk about, because a lot of women go through it on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. My thing is like, my prayer for Aqua is that she heals from the abortions and everything that she's going through or went through. Because I don't know why Aqua goes through so much as a woman. And I think she's beautiful. I think she's a tall stallion. She's really tall, really tall and pretty, but I don't know. I think just her beauty, her mind got to catch up to her beauty.
Yeah, a lot of women just don't know that. And I feel like a lot of things that we do, a lot of the different men that we date is just literally based off our self-esteem. So if you
it's got to be, because there's no way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
she's beautiful.
Self-esteem. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So she just has to probably work through that. Maybe some therapy or something. I hope she's good now, because I know
she went through a lot though. With that situation, she went through a lot. And I just, it's
not a funny, laughing matter.
It wasn't a laughing matter.
I didn't think it was funny, but
it made for good content for your show, though. Honestly, it really did.
I mean, it was just one of those things that needed to talk about, and then we'll talk about it more throughout the whole season, which will be on air for 3.5 months. We'll talk about it for the whole season, because you'll see, we'll talk to therapists, and we do a lot of talking about everything that happened. So I think that the girls are going to heal from it. It was a difficult thing for me, but it was.
But the beauty of it is it's relatable for all of us.
For every woman in the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Every woman in the world, like, I was at the mall the other day, and this like older chick was like, "I don't like how the girls are talking to you in the first first episode." I was like, okay.
I didn't see anybody being rude. I don't know what
What?
you're talking about.
What?
One woman asked to hit a bitch if she needed to. Like,
Like
can
she was
I?
polite.
May I?
Well,
May I?
I feel like maybe she was coming from like they were doing too much.
Oh.
Maybe. I didn't know what to say at the moment. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll see you later. I was like, because I was just walking in the mall randomly. I was just like, it was early too. So I don't know, some people might feel like the girls are a little bit too much, but I think that throughout the whole season, you get to see everybody soften up a little bit and the ladies become more ladylike. And it's going to be a cool season to watch. I mean, you got to have popcorn. You got to have a cocktail. It's like a movie. Mm-hmm. It's like, to me, when I was filming it, it just felt like a movie. We got the sex scene with me up a lipstick. We got the skinny dipping in the pool. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that happened. We went to the club. So we did a lot. We did a lot. Getting to the cabaret itself, we did a lot. So it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. The first season was amazing. The first episode was amazing. Mm-hmm. We had like everybody. I mean, we trended for like 3-4 days. We only been out 7 days. Well, not even. We only been out like 4 days, right? Because it's only Thursday. We came out Sunday.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we just dropped on Sunday on when was it? The 18th. Mm-hmm. So literally today's the 4th day that we're out. So everybody's super, like my Twitter is going crazy. Everybody's like, whoa, what is this? Right. I'm like, I knew it was going to be great. I knew it was going to be amazing because the energy that I've always had behind it was like that. But it just really, like, the ladies, when I chose each lady, I knew there was gonna, because there was so many of them in the house. But the way they clicked up and became friends and separated each other, it was like so random to me.
Right.
I was like, you can't pay for this. It was just like it was meant to happen.
Perfect.
You can't pay for that.
How much are you involved in the production of the show?
Well, I own the show and I'm executive producer.
Hey,
and I'm the
talk about ownership.
I'm the creator. I'm the creator of the show. I'm executive producer. I'm involved. Put it this way: nothing goes out unless I approve it. Mm-hmm. So that's how involved I am.
Boss lady, are you going to give us as much music in season 2 as in season 1?
You know what? I didn't really get to work on a lot of music on season 1. Just because I was so focused on getting the cabaret itself off the ground. But season 2, like I have 3 singles. I have like 4 or 5 singles out right now. We got Finger Fuck a Check. We got Slay. We got Live Your Best Life, which is the soundtrack for Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta. We got Que Rico, which we performed at the cabaret. So I got like 4 singles out right now. So when you watch the show, you will hear them play. And so you know which ones I'm talking about. But like yesterday, we dropped Slay, and that went really big on Instagram because people they heard Slay like 2 years ago. I just never like sold it. Mm-hmm. And so people was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got Slay. So some people was tagging me on the 24th. Then we dropped Finger Fuck a Check yesterday. Mm-hmm. And that people love that song too. I got hardcore fans that's been following me and my brand for years. So those people are always looking for the music. Now I have like a few of them on Twitter, like finding old songs that I put out before, like a couple of years ago. And they're like, are you gonna drop this one too? Right. So this season you'll get to hear a lot more.
I really like Sex Drive too. Are we gonna hear any?
Sex Drive? Yeah, Sex Drive was that was the soundtrack for Joseline's Cabaret season 1. Mm-hmm. And Ballistic produced that. Ballistic produced all of their songs. He produced Live Your Best Life, Sex Drive, and mostly all the songs from Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta. But yeah, Sex Drive is hot. Very hot. I was in
here listening last night to Sex Drive, and I was definitely dropping it like it was hot to Sex Drive, baby, last night. Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to Sex Drive yesterday too when I went to the studio. I was dancing to it yesterday too. I like Sex Drive. I like all the songs that I do. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't make them. I like them. See, I'm a good vibe, I'm like a cool.
Yes, you are, girl. You a good time.
I'm just like a cool vibe. Like even when you see like the cabaret, me being around the ladies, you'll see how cool of a vibe I am. Because I kind of like let them do their thing, you know? And I'm just kind of more laid back. And I think that I learned to be like that from like the years of being on television with so many other people. You don't always have to have them, you don't always have to have the crown on every single day. You can give it to somebody else to have that. So for me, like, you know, I'm a good time when it comes down to writing music. I'm a good time when it comes down to doing anything, TV. I just learned how to be a good time. I think when you become a good time, if you give the audience a song or if you give them a TV show, they're gonna gravitate to it. Because you're giving Ed a good time and you just become a good time. And everybody can see that in the work that you do. And I think people like good times.
Everybody loves a good time. And speaking of good time, we have a segment called Dumb Bitch Story. So we are going to read a story that a woman sends us about some shit that happened to them where they got played by a nigga or something like that. And we're going to discuss it. And I want to hear your thoughts on her story. And then I want to know if you got a dumb bitch story to tell us. Okay. So Ashley, do you have it? I send it to you.
Hold on. Okay, here we go.
I can't believe y'all did a dumb bitch story. Y'all play.
Well, we asked people to send stuff in. We asked people to send stuff in so then we can give them advice. And I mean, we kind of give good, bad advice a lot of times.
Or bad, good advice.
What do you mean good, bad?
Not bad, but I mean, we try to give good advice, but you know, sometimes the way we may interpret a situation, it might be bad. All right, so I'm a 42-year-old, and my fiance and I have been together for 12 years. He is the father of my 2 sons. Recently, he proposed. He said he was ready to get married. He told me that he's never been in love like this with any other woman. We were in sheer bliss until a month later. After he asked me to marry him, a woman called me and told me that she's been dealing with my fiance for 6 years.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. When I confronted him, he confessed and apologized. He told me that at the time he started he told me that at the time he started the affair, he was feeling low and he was having some issues within himself. I forgave him. Then 2 months later, I found out about the other woman that he has been dealing with for many years as well. I had no idea about his side relationships. He has always been very He has always been very he has always suggested couples therapy. I don't really know who this guy is anymore. I'm trying to make it work, but it's painful and it's so hard to work past the betrayal, lies, and deceit. What do you think I should do? Should I believe, Jesus Christ. Should I believe that he's a changed man and marry him? Because I am happy.
Bitch, if you happy, I say if you happy, stay, bitch, because it's hard to find happiness out here. If you happy, stay and try to make it work. If you happy, the last thing she said is, I am happy. Happiness is what we all strive for, right? That's the end goal, to be happy.
The difference between her and some of the other ladies is that she found out.
Right.
I'm sure she's not the only one that's being done to.
Right.
Exactly.
But she just found out.
Right.
Because probably the other lady heard about the proposal.
That's probably what it is. So
I couldn't stay with that nigga though.
You wouldn't?
I probably couldn't stay. It depends. If it's a lot of money involved, like if we have a lot of therapy, if we have a lot of businesses together and stuff like that,
right?
Then I'm gonna just keep the flow going the way it was going.
Right.
So would you?
So if y'all wasn't getting no money together and you getting your money and he getting his, you would leave? But she said she happy though. Like,
well, how could she be happy though?
Pussy, outside pussy is not a deal breaker for me. It's not. It's not. Cheating is not a deal breaker. Bad bitch. Cheating is not a deal breaker for me. It's just about how you do it.
You a bad bitch.
It's a deal breaker for you completely?
I mean,
I'm not saying it's okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, oh, go get outside pussy and then come on home. But that's not a reason for me to dissolve my complete happiness, honestly.
Yeah, because you would literally be dissolving everything that you work for just because of a piece of fucking ass.
Right.
And then a woman who's been on the side for years and now you mad because he's now marrying me is why you reached out to me.
Because you would have never told. Because you would have never told me.
Right.
Exactly. You were quiet until, you know, he wanted to marry me.
For 6 years, you was quiet.
Exactly. So
that's a long time.
Me personally, like, if I felt like I'm gonna bring up this bitch in every argument, you should probably leave. Because if you're over it, stay over it and don't be bringing the past up every time y'all get into some shit. I just don't see how she'll be able to do that. Like, because I know how I am. I would be, and then like, let's just say I go fuck somebody. I'm gonna be deflecting like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be like, oh well, you had a whole bitch for 6 years,
and that would be your.
So you should just leave because it's gonna become toxic. I believe.
I know it's gonna become toxic. The best thing to do is separate.
Yes, separate. It's so hard to find happy with somebody though. It's so hard to come by that word, like really truly happy. If she's truly happy, I say work at it, sis, because it's hard out here.
But how you know he's not going to do it again? That's the question.
Exactly.
Right, and but you get out here. Let's say you leave him,
because he makes
now you with somebody.
This nigga
now you with somebody who got a gambling problem and stealing from you and shit. Like you just gotta pick your battles. What's gonna be worse? You know,
like me, I like to pick my battles too. I be on the same shit.
Right.
I be on picking the battles. Like you got to pick and choose which one you going like you can't just bark at everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I feel about that situation. Like if you happy, try to make it work. Don't just walk out on it. Happiness is so hard to fucking come by.
Very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So now our last segment before we go, is Ask a Black Friend. So this is where we have non-Black people ask us a question about anything pertaining to Black people. Okay. So this one is from a dude named Brandon. It says, "Hello, my name is Brandon. I'm a 23-year-old white male. I grew up in the hood with mostly Black people. I never treated Blacks differently than myself, and they didn't treat me different from them. I feel like a N-word with an A, not the ER at the end, LOL. When I'm with my homies, I use the N-word and it's all love. My question for y'all is, if I have lived the culture, why can't I say it openly? Thanks, Brandon, a real nigga at heart." Why can he say it openly, Joseline? How you feel about that?
I don't know, because that's a sensitive word for people. Mm-hmm. And I guess if your skin color is not Black, then I don't know, because it's a sensitive thing. If a white person call me a nigga, I'm gonna be mad. So period. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sure. I just honestly, I feel like if you're white, you shouldn't say it because you're just not that color. So it's not your culture. You didn't grow up being like, "What up, nigga? What up?" You know what I'm saying? It's not what you grew up doing.
But he's saying he did grow up that way.
He said he did grow up like that. That's what he's saying. He said,
but he didn't grow up like that because he's white.
No, he did. So I guess they gave him a Black card because he grew up in the hood. So he was able to say that, and he feels like a real nigga himself. My thing is that to me, Black is a culture. It's not necessarily a nation of people. So if the culture is Black, he grew up in the Black culture. He then, to him, mentally, he may identify as a Black person. He'll never actually have the actual experience that a Black person has. So I mean, he could say that shit in his hood.
That's what I'm saying, Brandon. Say it with your friend.
That shit, they're gonna beat
you come outside your neighborhood, you might get your ass beat, Brandon, and that's just the gist of it. You might get fucked up out here if you come outside of your neighborhood with your friends talking about what's up, my nigga. Like, it's not gonna fly.
I'm gonna be the first one to be like,
who the fuck is he talking to?
He better not say that shit around me.
No matter your struggle, no matter where you grew up, no matter how many Black friends you have, you just can't say nigga.
We don't care about
that. You just can't.
We don't care about that. We can't. We're not gonna take that.
Right.
That's not what's gonna happen. No,
it's not gonna play.
No, we're not gonna go for that. It's not cool. No.
But you can try it, Brandon, if you want to. I just don't know how well it's gonna work in your favor. Good luck with that, boo boo.
Next I know gonna see him writing his shit.
Bust his shit, split his wig, Brandon. Relax.
But maybe if he's saying kind of cool, like, what's up, nigga? Like,
no, why you want to say it anyway, though? Like, why?
Definitely don't say, what's up, nigger? Definitely don't say that.
Right.
What's up, my nigga?
Don't say none of them. Just stay away from that, for real. It's just not yours to have.
Oh, you know, white people just be feeling so entitled, child. They just want to say it so bad. Like, they just want us to accept them saying it so bad. Just relax. There's other words you could use out here.
So many other ones.
Right.
Jeez.
Like, you just never going to be a nigga, no matter how hard you try. No. All right, last question. I know we got to wrap up.
Yes, I got to get out of here. Look, before the last question, I want to tell everybody to go and follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. My Instagram is Joseline. My Twitter is Miss Joseline, and my Facebook is Joseline Hernandez. And just press the link so you can catch Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta every night on Sunday at 8 p.m. That's how you're going to see Joseline's Cabaret Atlanta, which is popping. We got a new episode this week. Episode
on
2.
Zeus.
On Zeus Network. Shout out to Zeus Network. We ain't even giving no shout out to the network. Shout out Zeus.
Shout them out.
Yeah, Zeus Network. All right, last question.
Okay.
How the fuck do you keep your body so motherfucking tight, Joseline? Tell the girls what we need to do.
You need to do hot yoga.
Hot yoga.
That's what I do.
See, my tracks won't allow that shit.
Yeah, you're so fucking fine.
I don't know what they're working with, Joseline. I said, okay, maybe I should go to hot yoga for sure.
Hot yoga, baby. Hot yoga, baby. Kicking it with the president. Gotta get out of here, ladies. I love you so much. Thank you for having me on
Thank you for coming on and talking to us today. Come back and see us, okay?
Yes, thank you for having me in your amazing podcast. I'll be back whenever you want to have another conversation. We'll probably jump back on before we finish. Before the season finishes, we'll come back on and talk some more.
Let's do it.
Come back.
Okay, girl. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank